the world has evolved. It has changed. I don't know, it's changed, like gone 180-degree change, especially with social media becoming such a major thing. And then now we've got AI and then business analytics. The situation of cybersecurity has never been more important or maybe risky. Also with digital businesses booming, what are your plans to maybe make your students future ready?
You are the sum of your experiences. What I am today has got to do with what I have gone through in my 30 years of career. You learn from every experience that you have.
What qualities do you feel an MBA aspirant should have?
Great attitude. I think the attitude to learn, wanting to learn new things, be aware of what is happening in the world.
I would assume that the University of Buffalo tag on a student CV would open up a lot of doors.
Absolutely. I think that is one thing that the students should be aware of. See, as far as admissions are concerned, of course, there are certain regulatory items that we have to look at.
Yeah.
So absolutely a great CAT score would be wonderful.
Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham has a lot of branches. What makes Bangalore so attractive for the students? How does this campus call out to the students? Hello and a very good day to all of you wherever you are. Here I am today at the Bangalore campus of the Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham, and joining me today is a very interesting man over here, the Dean of the School of Business Studies at Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham, Professor Dr. Manoj. A very interesting personality to start with, having done his engineering from Nanyang Technical University and then further studies in the University of Surrey in UK, and having worked in as diverse spheres as the Singapore Navy as a captain with electronic warfare. Correct, sir?
That's right.
Yeah. And then moving on to being the country head for a software company in Singapore, based in Singapore with offices in Japan, India, etc. And then finally getting into the business scheme of things over here as the School of Business Studies. So welcome, Professor.
Thank you, Sridhar. Thank you for coming.
I am Sridhar from IMS, and we will have a bit of a tete-a-tete.
Sure.
Yeah? Right. So, sir, you've had a really inspiring and very diverse, inspirational journey, so to say. So, what exactly is your concept of management education? How has all these experiences molded your thoughts?
See, I always tell students, candidates who want to come and do MBA, is that you are the sum of your experiences. And so what I am today has got to do with what I have gone through in my 30 years of career. And you learn from every experience that you have. So while I was in the Navy, of course, it was a discipline. It was the leadership. It was the details into details that you need to do. When it was in the IT industry, when I worked in the IT industry, it was about being on top of the game in terms of technology, being able to work with industry folks. It's very different from the military. Being a country head, again, of course, it's a different set of responsibility in terms of profits and loss. You're talking about how you make the company profitable. Then, of course, I had a small stint in Australia as well in security before I moved to Amrita School of Business almost 17, 18 years ago. Now, in all of this, what I would say that I've learned is that the management style has changed quite a lot in the last 20 years, but the fundamentals of managing the human beings has not changed. I think the whole scene has not changed much, in the sense that you are still dealing with a lot of humans. But again, the challenge of the future is a lot more, is very different, in the sense that now you may be also dealing with a lot of machines. Yes, but the whole thing just allows me to, I think my whole journey allows me to become flexible. And I think that I would want to instill or let the world know that, or the students know that it is how important it is for you to be flexible, at the same time take learnings from every experience that you have.
Okay, thank you. That's a very interesting point, as in the world has evolved. It has changed I don't know, it's changed, like gone 180-degree change, especially with with social media becoming such a major thing. And then now we've got AI and then business analytics. So just a question that just brings to mind something. Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham has a lot of branches, right? What makes Bangalore so attractive for the students? How does this campus call out to the students?
Yeah, it's a very good question. You see, as you said, we've got Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham has got 10 campuses, out of which we offer the MBA program in about 5 of our campuses. The Bangalore campus, I would say, is situated right in the Silicon Valley of India. And one of the most important aspect of a student's education is the environment which he's going to be exposed to. And the School of Business in Bangalore is, as I said, very close to it's about 5 kilometers from Electronic City. It's not very far away. The fact that the location is such a prime location where the industry is allows the students to be exposed to different technology industry that is available or that is present just 2 kilometers, a kilometer away from where we are. And it translates into many other benefits as well. For example, we have the colloquium series where we invite senior professionals from different industry every week. So we have faculty, or we have not faculty, we have senior professionals, vice presidents, senior managers, CEOs of companies who come and engage with the students, telling them what the industry is like. The students have got the opportunity to connect with them, exchange emails, exchange phone call, looked at LinkedIn profiles. So the fact that you are in Bangalore allows us to get these kind of resources quickly into our campus, and at the same time allows the students to engage with them. Now, the second, I think, very important point is, of course, the fact that the Bangalore campus is the only campus in our 5 campuses which offer the MBA to have a dual degree program with the University at Buffalo. It has basically, this program allows the students to be part of 2 different programs and complete the 2 programs within the 2 years, where they will, at the end of the 2 years, they will get an Amrita degree, which is the Management MBA, and an MS in Management Sciences from University at Buffalo, State University of New York, one of a very highly ranked university. So that opportunity is only available in Bangalore, and over the last 14 years, we've graduated more than 1,000, maybe 1,500 students from this program. So that makes it very attractive. It makes it very different from any of the other programs that are available in Amrita.
So the University of Buffalo, that's very interesting. A very well-known, very well-placed, prestigious tie-up. I would assume that the University of Buffalo tag on a student CV would open up a lot of doors?
Absolutely. I think that is one thing that I think the students should be aware of. The fact that the program, the degree itself will allow opportunities for students to look at or to be considered for many different opportunities which may not be readily available to a student of School of Business, Amrita University, doesn't matter which campus you come from. But the fact when you have a tag, maybe in your LinkedIn profile, which says MS in Management Sciences from University at Buffalo, it naturally opens up doors which otherwise you may not be eligible for you to be considered for. The other interesting part is, it's not just the label. The fact is that the professors from the University at Buffalo actually fly into Bangalore. They stay in our campuses for a period of 2 to 3 weeks, where they deliver their courses physically to the students. It's not an online course where the courses are done online. There's faculty sitting far away. The faculty actually comes here, delivers the course, and if the exam is over, they get marks based on whatever criteria that they have. So the students actually get exposed to international pedagogy, amazing faculty, the world-class curriculum, of the University at Buffalo's MS in Management Sciences. And at the end of the day, they get 2 separate degrees. And neither which of it is online or distance education. 2 fantastic degrees.
And I mean, that's faculty flying in from US.
Absolutely.
So usually it's the other way around. The students have to go. But looking at the current environment, to put it, I think this is a very convenient and a very profitable scene, a win-win situation for the student, getting the best of both worlds.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You're right. So not only, many of the international programs or dual degree programs require the student to be in India, for example, for a year, and then they require them to travel overseas to another university, adding the cost not only of the fees, but also the accommodation and all the travel and everything else. And so it can be frightfully expensive. Now, this mode of education, we have actually reduced that cost. At the same time, this is a state university, so it comes with all the accreditation of whatever that the state requires, in the state of New York requires. So it's not a private university that we're working with. We're working with a state university. And they bring in all the requirements. They meet all the requirements of the degree. And the students do not pay as much as anywhere close to what they would pay for a standard degree. So I would say that that is probably why this program has sustained about 17 years of its journey. And, we've had, as I said, over 1,000 alumni from this program. So, yep, you're right. That's one. Second, of course, as you said, the present climate, with students not really sure whether they would be able to travel to the US with the visa interviews, and even a lot of debate about do they get an OPT after they finish the course. Many of them may not want to take that risk. So I would say that, in fact, this is a less risky or risk-free, I would say, opportunity for someone to come to Amrita, get a degree, get a US degree, which, as I said, not just the certificate, but also about the value in terms of what they are being exposed to. World-class curriculum, world-class teaching, and of course, studying in an environment which is not alien to you, so you feel very comfortable and you are able to perform at your peak. So I would say it's a win-win for everyone.
Right, great. In today's evolving world of AI, and then the situation of cybersecurity has never been more important, or maybe risky, to say the least. Also, with digital businesses booming, what are your plans to maybe make your students future ready, keeping all these things in mind? Is there something in your curriculum as far as these things are concerned? The use of AI, the application of AI, getting friendly with AI?
Absolutely. I think it's a very important question, and something which we have addressed for some time. In fact, if you look at the evolution of this program itself, we started the analytics where we teach students business analytics, we teach students machine learning, we teach students on the use of AI. All of these were done way before any of our other universities in India really tried. So probably about 10 years ago.
This is all part of your MBA curriculum?
Part of the MBA curriculum. And now with the business analytics stream, because originally the MS was in IT-enabled services, we morphed into, or rather we were aware of where the world was going through. And we changed it to a MS in business analytics and system, where we cover many of these. Now, having said that, as you said, in the last 2-3 years, a lot of disruption has happened. And for that, what we're actually doing is making sure that the students are exposed to the kind of pedagogy that requires you to use AI. So it's not about just about preparing you for a job where in the world of AI, where you are going to do different things, but in our curriculum itself, there are courses which requires you to compulsorily use AI, large LLM models, for you to come up with answers, and then this faculty asks the students to critique those answers. Ask them fundamental questions on why the answer is right, why the answer is wrong, how could the answers could be made better. On top of that, the faculty or many of our courses, many of the cases are even written by AI. So you could go and search on the web and get an answer. So that's the pedagogy part of it. Of course, we are very much in touch with our alumni. Our alumni come back, even the most recent alumni come back and speak to the students about how their jobs may not be available in the next cycle of placements. So the jobs that the senior students who graduated last year, the company may be coming, to Amrita for hiring, but they may not come for the same jobs. They will be coming for another job, and how the students have to really prepare themselves for this. So I think that's the other aspect. Of course, in our curriculum, we revise the curriculum almost every year, and to add in new courses in the use of AI. We've already got courses in LLMs, and we've already courses in the MBA. Although it's an MBA program, we do have courses in NLP as an elective. We have courses in machine learning. We've got advanced machine learning. So all of these courses are already there in our program as part of the MBA program. So we do believe that our students will be fairly ready for the program. But again, as I said, it's completely disruptive. I think not many people have an idea of what it's going to be like in 6 months. But it's very important that the fundamentals are taught properly. And for that, we've got a fantastic array of faculty who come from various experiences. And of course, we do rely very heavily on industry faculty. So that's another thing. So we do have faculty who are senior vice presidents of various companies, technologists who come and do certain electives, which I think, again, being based in Bangalore, it's quite easy for us to have access to it, which may be a bit of a challenge in many other universities or campuses.
Right. So that would basically be learning from the horse's mouth.
Absolutely.
So somebody who's been there, done that, sharing information, experience. I don't think you find that in any textbooks.
You will not. And also, they are able to, they are glued to the ground. They know exactly what's going to happen in 6 months, or much more quickly than what we can. So they are able to tell us that, you should focus on these things. They tell students that they should take up some of these certifications, which are going to be important in the industry in the next few months, few years. So that interaction, as I said, with the industry is very important, and I cannot understate that importance of that interaction.
Considering these things, like when you have your admissions going on, when you take in students, so what qualities do you feel an MBA aspirant should have, or maybe what kind of attitude should an MBA aspirant have? Because there is clearly a lot of knowledge, but the thing is that one needs to be aware of oneself, I feel, and also the world around them. So what kind of qualities would you look for?
See, as far as admissions are concerned, of course, there are certain regulatory items that we have to look at.
Yeah.
So absolutely a great CAT score would be wonderful. And any of the admissions tests that we have on our websites, we've got our own exams as well. But that's just the beginning, right? And so, but at the end of the day, we also look at the holistic approach in terms of how we admit students. We want students who are, after an interview, we do have an interview, and we try and get students who have got a great attitude. I think the attitude to learn, the attitude for them to be able to wanting to learn new things, and as much as possible be aware of what is happening in the world. So I think one of the things that we ask, or we would hope that our students, potential students have, is worldwide knowledge of what is happening around them. They have to be aware. This awareness of what is happening around me, that is such a important characteristic or important characteristic of a person that we really want to mold. And that, though, if you are aware of these things, I think it's a lot easier for them to be molded into what they want. The other thing is about, again, their maturity. So we do look at having a very diverse kind of student population. So both engineering, non-engineering. So it's not just, many people think, oh, this is a very technology-oriented course. It is not. I think the people who have done extremely well, many of them come from non-engineering background. Especially, I think, this is my view, that the non-engineering degrees tend to give you the creative part of the creativity that is required in this new world. Technology is going to enable you to implement your creative ideas. We have plenty of examples of non-technology kind of, people with non-technology background come to the MBA and have done fantastically well. So yeah, so it's, to answer your question, yes, CAT, MAT, very important. Then, of course, your
interview,
your interview process, where you have to exhibit that kind of all-round ability. And that, if you have that, I think it doesn't matter where you go, you are going to be successful.
So diversity is obviously a major.
Yes, diversity is absolutely a major thing that we look at. So not just, granted, Amrita is well known in the southern portion of India, but now we've got campuses in many of the other places. In fact, if you look at the Bangalore, I would say that it's such a cosmopolitan place. You won't feel out of place if you are from. In fact, we've got quite a number of students from Maharashtra, Bombay, Calcutta. So the diverse population, of course, helps with your learning. I always say at the MBA level, it's not just about learning from your faculty. It's also a learning from your peers. Yes. So that's very important. So the more diverse you have in terms of the education background, the culture, and the years of working experience, the more you will learn.
Yeah.
And I think that learning is not something that you are going to, get from any school. That has got to be the environment. And I think, again, coming to Bangalore, that environment is there. Your language skills. The other important thing is that, of course, communication is all in English, right? So the University at Buffalo program, where everyone who's admitted into the program at the Amrita Management School of Business MBA program gets an opportunity to sit for. They require you to pass your TOEFL or IELTS. Mm-hmm. And so naturally you will have a minimum level of language, because the entry criteria is the same as where we would enter US university, mm-hmm. right? So you would have to get. So your language skills become very, very important. How you communicate to people become something which it becomes a requirement in terms of the entry requirement. So, but again, these things you learn over the period of the year. So just by mixing around with your peers who come from different parts of the country, and that's something we have. I suppose Bangalore campus has the most diverse population of all our campuses, because we are centrally located, great environment for you to learn, and as well as I think we always say we work hard, we play hard.
Yeah.
And there's no shortage of environment or entertainment that you can find in Bangalore. You just have to be careful, and that's where the discipline comes in. So you have to be very self-disciplined, because we don't want people to get carried away with what's happening in the world.
So what about when we look at student diversity? Does the demography also have some people with, let's say, a few years of work experience who've come to?
Right. So, again, people with work experience lend that maturity into that class. So we do have students who come from with 3, 4, 5 years work experience, with students who have come with no work experience. So it's a diverse batch, and the diversity brings in the learning again. As I said, we learn from the peers as well as from so the experienced folks bring in the knowledge that they have working in companies, while the ones who have, they may have not been in the academic area for some time now, while the people who have come just from the colleges, and they bring the energy and the thing, I'm going to study, so I think it's a great mix. So it's important that we have both, and definitely we that's something that we have. In fact, if you just wanted to say this, the program was actually designed for people with work experience, the MS program. Uh-huh. And then when the program was initially started, it was only meant for working professionals. Then slowly we morphed into this program and we evolved into something which was halfway between both. And so I think there's value for both groups of people. And that's something that we look at as well.
Great. And what is an advice that you would like to give to MBA aspirants, or maybe students in general, those who want to pursue a master's, those who are looking forward to writing exams like CAT and, the other entrance exams?
Yeah. So, the examinations like CAT and all that is very important, because it's not just for the entrance into the MBA program. When you look at the exit out of the MBA program, fortunately or unfortunately, many of the companies still rely on a CAT-like exam for them to even shortlist students. So whatever you learn now in terms of your, aptitude and all the other things that you learn is so important when you do your exit as well. So that's something that you have to be very aware. Other than that, I think being aware, I talked about it earlier, being aware of what's happening around the world in terms of reading, in terms of talking to people, watching news items, relating the real world to what you have learned, because that's the essence of the MBA. MBA is not about, we won't be able to teach you everything that you know in the curriculum. We point you to items where you should have knowledge. And I think this world is such an exciting place because right now we have information overload. The problem is, the question is, what do I study? What do I need to know? And it's not fair to say that you need to know everything. The MBA program right now, at least our program, gives you a right roadmap on what are the things that you need to know. And the information is out there. So it's a learner's paradise, what we have right now. So I think with the great faculty that we have, some of them have got great degrees from overseas universities, IITs, IIMs. So the faculty is amazing faculty that we have in Bangalore. And then plus you look at all the visiting faculty who come here. They will be able to guide you to what's really important. So coming in, as long as you show the attitude, make sure that you read a lot. Make sure that you read it. I think that's so important that I think it's a habit that many of them have forgotten about.
Yeah, reading is a lost art.
So nobody wants to read a newspaper, but that you don't need to read. I think these days people listen to podcasts.
Correct.
They've got YouTube videos of content providers making great content out there. Do all those. I think it's very important that you are able to speak about certain topics with authority. At least attempt. We're not expecting. I think those are things that you really need to know.
Great. So, any success stories from yours?
Oh yeah. That's a good question because especially I would like to highlight the MS program, for example. People say, why do I need to do the MS? So I've got a recent candidate maybe 4 or 5 years ago where she's not even from the technical background. She was from she was from advertisement. That was a graduate degree. And she did the MBA, great communication skills. She did a MS from University at Buffalo as part of our course. And she got a great job in one of the banks, 10-12 lakhs package. And she was at the job when she got a call from one of the consultants saying that, hey, I noticed in your LinkedIn profile, she had not applied anywhere, that you have a degree or a MS from University at Buffalo. We are a US-based MNC. Would you like to interview for a role? She said, fantastic, I do it. And she came and she actually, the other interesting thing was she prepared a dossier based on one of the courses that she had taken as part of the MS. And when she went for the interview, said, okay, this is about your company. And I've done a full analysis of this company, and completely based on a set of questions that was asked on another company during one of her courses. They were so impressed. And these were executives who had flown in from the US. They offered her the job, and in 2 years, they said that they could even sponsor her PhD. Of course, she didn't take it up, but she's gone to Ireland. She's in a fantastic MNC right now, working, really well. And I've got other examples as well who are working in Microsoft, who are working in Google. So these are things, but they may not have gotten their first job out of college in that place. Sometimes, your expectations, you have to manage your expectations. Oh, I'm not going to say that, you're going to get a MNC job right after college. You may not get. But the fact that this degree remains with you forever, and the fact that you are part of an alumni network of thousands of people, University at Buffalo is a very old university, allows naturally yourself to take advantage of that. Of course, Amrita University, we've been around for about 22 years. We've got our own set of alumni, but now you have access to another hundreds of thousands of alumni. So we are going to have a recent, in December or January, we're going to have a alumni meet for the University at Buffalo alumni. All the 2,500 students who had gone through our MBA, MS program are being invited for this alumni meet, where the president of the University at Buffalo is coming personally to meet all of them. So, and that is not just them. So they'll be, exposed to many people across India who have taken their degrees from University at Buffalo. They may be coming back. They would have settled. They're heads of companies. So it's a great opportunity for them. For them to network. And as you know, it's cliche, but your net worth is your network. So, but this is a great opportunity. And I think, this is something that personally I would have loved when I was doing my MBA.
If we had that opportunity.
We had opportunity.
Yes. Okay. So I think your parting advice to students would be to learn, know themselves, know the world.
Absolutely. Be a learner. I think because the journey does not end after your MBA. I think that's something that's very important to know. The world is changing so quickly. What you need to learn is how to learn rather than what to learn. So if you know how to learn, you'll be able to learn anything. Because what to learn will change tomorrow. But how to learn is something that you have to develop. So that's my advice.
Very interesting point. That's a very potent observation, how to learn, because as you rightly said, the world is evolving every day. We don't know what's coming up. But yes, I think that would wrap up a session with Professor Manoj here, who's the Dean of Business Studies at Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure. Yeah. Yes, thank you.